Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Senator Estes, for what purpose?
I move to...
Mr. President, parliamentary inquiry. I know what I want to say.
Yeah, I move to take...
Senator Whitmire, for what purpose?
Before we get to the issue of challenging the decision of the chair, could we get some clarification on how the decision was made in terms of the guidelines and the actual commitment made earlier tonight to the members? It was decided early on the first point of order on germaneness to submit it to the body, which was carried out. The second point of order, Senator Ellis's issue of assisting Senator Davis, was submitted to the body. I have heard repeatedly tonight that those points of orders will be submitted to this body. Most of us were standing at ease waiting for the transcript so it could be decided whether to even submit it to the body. How in the world was the change made? What rule, what tradition went into just a ruling? Because when I asked my questions earlier tonight, we were doing our darn best to give Senator Davis some guidelines and some guidance not to violate a germaneness issue, which I don't believe she has. But instead of submitting that to the body, as we have twice before tonight, knowing that the third violation would be submitting the issue of whether we end the filibuster or not, what in the world happened that a decision was made arbitrarily without submitting it to the body, while I would guess most of us were standing here waiting for that submission or determination or whether even to submit it?
Senator Whitmire, the first point of order on germaneness was not submitted to the body. It was the decision of the Lieutenant Governor. It was not appealed. The second point of order was submitted to the body and sustained by the body. The third point of order was made by the Lieutenant Governor, and the ruling and the rule that would apply is found in, and I'll just read it to you here. Raising of a third...
Whether to submit it or whether to rule.
Let me read this to you. Raising of a third point of order against further debate by a senator on the floor who has digressed for a third time from a discussion of the pending amendment after having been twice requested to confine his debate to the amendment justifies the presiding officer in calling for a vote by the Senate on the question of whether or not he shall be permitted to resume and continue his remarks. And that was the ruling of the chair, or would be the ruling of the chair following the appeal on this point of order.
Why would it not be submitted to the body?
The point of order is being submitted to the body pursuant to the appeal and the motion to appeal that is on the floor by Senator Watson.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, I have the floor. Mr. President, do I
have the floor, and I guess
Mr. President, he does not have the floor. Parliamentary inquiry, Mr. President. I have the floor, and I've not yielded the floor.
Parliamentary inquiry.
Senator Estes was recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to table Senator Watson's motion.
I thought a parliamentary inquiry goes before any other motion. That's a privileged motion.
Senator West will be recognized. Hold on. Members, at this point, I had earlier recognized Senator Estes. Senator Estes made a motion to table. That is the motion now on the floor. Now, Senator West, you're recognized with your parliamentary inquiry.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Did you recognize Senator Watson first? And
do you yield to Senator Watson?
Well, I'm asking parliamentary inquiry. The first person if someone's already recognized, does that person get to go before someone else unless there's a privilege to a motion ahead of that?
Senator Estes was recognized for a motion and made a motion to table.
Well, Senator Watson was recognized for motion to appeal. I mean, that's what I recall. And he had the floor. He made the motion. And he yielded, I believe, to Whitmire. I think if you go back and look at the transcript, Senator Watson had the floor. He was recognized. Can we go back and obviously this is a critical juncture. And I'd ask you to at least go back and look at the transcript to see exactly the sequence of events. That's only going to take a few minutes.
Senator West, hear me out.
Yes.
Senator Watson made a motion to table.
No.
I mean to appeal the ruling of the chair.
Right.
Senator Estes was recognized and made a motion to table. Senator Whitmire made a parliamentary inquiry. You made a parliamentary inquiry. That's where we are at this point in time. You have a parliamentary inquiry before the chair?
Yes, I do.
State your inquiry.
Again, if you look at the sequence of events, Senator Watson made the motion to appeal. And Senator Whitmire then made a motion, did a parliamentary inquiry.
That's right.
And then you recognized Senator Estes, and he made a motion to table. But the reality...
I had started to debate.
Let me finish. But Senator Watson had the floor.
The only reason the floor was given up was parliamentary inquiry.
You're not... Hold on a minute, Senator Watson. This is Senator West's parliamentary inquiry. Let me respond. Senator Watson moved to table. Senator Watson moved to appeal. Senator Estes moved to table. Senator...
No, that's not the way...
Wait a minute. And
okay.
Senator Estes moved to table. Senator Whitmire had a parliamentary inquiry. You've had a parliamentary inquiry. Senator Watson will be able to close on the motion to table.
But parliamentary inquiry.
That is the procedure that we follow on a motion to table.
The parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
If you look at the transcript, you will see that's not the sequence of events. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And if a member has the floor, what removes that member from the floor if he has, and I believe the transcript said, if it didn't take you off the floor. I may be wrong on that, but...
Senator Watson is able to close on the motion to table. He made the motion. Senator Estes moved to table. So at this point in time, we're on the motion to table.
Mr. President, parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Mr. President, is it permissible to just pause for a few seconds to look at the tape? I may stand to be corrected if you look at the tape, but I believe that my desk-mate, Senator Estes, forgot his motion. And that happens to all of us. He was trying to think of what motion he was going to make, to table or to move to the previous question. I assumed something was going on. As soon as I finish my parliamentary inquiry, if you would please just go and check the tape, Mr. President, so we don't make a mockery of our rules. Just go and simply look at the tape. It's 10:30 now. I know you're trying to do what you want to do before midnight, but at least let's not make a mockery of the Texas Senate.
Mr. President. I was in the middle of making, am I recognized?
Senator Estes, you're recognized.
Thank you. I was in the middle of making my motion. At that time, you recognized Senator Whitmire. Then I asked to be recognized again, not protesting that I thought I had the floor when he asked to be recognized. And then I made my motion.
Mr. President.
That's the way it went down. And
Mr. President.
That's it.
Senator, who is it? Senator Watson?
Thank you. I have parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
When I took the floor and made a motion and appealed the ruling of the chair, and you took the chair, the position in the chair, I had begun the debate. I was not yielding the floor. The only reason the floor was yielded, I believe, was before parliamentary inquiries, which I understand to take precedence, but I had begun the process of debating. I had turned and started the debate, and the chair began recognizing other people while I had started the process of debating the motion. I did not yield the floor, except on parliamentary inquiries that were being made. Senator Estes' motion was out of order because I had the floor, yielding it only for a matter of precedence. He was not recognized as part of the debate to make a motion to table. I have not yielded the floor except on matters of precedence, and will not yield the floor unless we have the debate on my motion. Once a motion to table becomes appropriate, in an appropriate recognition, then I'll have the opportunity to close. But as of yet, there has not been an appropriate motion to table.
Senator, you made a motion to table earlier.
I'm sorry, I appealed the ruling of the chair.
I'm sorry, you appealed the ruling of the chair, and then Senator Estes was recognized, and he moved to table. And then there were parliamentary inquiries, which I have responded to and tried to at least clear the record of where we are. The issue before us now is the motion to table, your motion to appeal.
Mr. President. Mr. President.
Once you make a motion, you could...
Once a motion is made to the body, it is open to debate, including a motion to appeal, including a motion to table. Senator Estes was recognized as part of that debate on a motion to table, and that's the issue before us now.
Mr. President, parliamentary inquiry.
Senator West, state your inquiry.
Is your decision appealable?
State your appealable point.
The decision that you've made as it relates to the sequence of events that transpired.
I made no decision. Those were the sequences of events.
May I finish? I think you have said that Senator Estes' motion to table is in order, and I'm asking whether that decision is an appealable decision. And if so, what rule? Practice or tradition or whatever?
Senator, you haven't couched an appealable point.
Well, I thought, and I still have the floor. I thought that once you have made a ruling that Senator Estes' motion was in fact in order, and I think you've made that ruling, and so I believe that's appealable, just as any other decision by the chair is appealable. I mean, right now we are debating whether or not our Lieutenant Governor's decision is appealable.
The issues before the body
Exactly.
are Senator Watson's appeal of the point of order and Senator Estes' motion to table. The debate can begin on the motion to table.
Yeah.
Senator Watson is recognized to close on the motion to table.
But there was a question as to whether or not Senator Estes' motion was in order, and the debate was whether or not his motion was in fact in order. And many of us are saying that it was not in order, and the presiding officer has ruled that it's in order. And so we should be able to appeal that ruling. I'm trying to figure out what makes it different from any other appeal.
The issue that you're raising is whether or not Senator Estes made a motion to table. The chair has ruled that he did.
And I want to appeal that ruling. That's what I'm trying to do. Well, he just said he ruled that.
It's not a ruling. It's
but that's
up
what
to
you just said.
Well, hold on a minute. It's up to the presiding officer to recognize members when they stand to be recognized. And that's what happened whenever Senator Estes rose to state a motion to table. And that's the issue before the body right now.
And again, if indeed you make a ruling that it's in order, the question is whether or not it was in order. Members of the body are saying that it was not in order. And you have ruled that it was in order. And so that ruling impacts our substantive right as it relates to the debate. And so what I'm saying to you is that just like the substantive right is being appealed as it relates to the Lieutenant Governor's ruling, we should be able to appeal your ruling because it violates, I think it violates a substantive procedural right as to a member of this body by saying that it was in fact in order when we believe that it wasn't in order. And you said it was a ruling.
Senator, are you raising a point of order that the motion to table is not in order at this time?
No. Well, what I'm saying is that you have ruled that the motion to table is in order. Okay? And so what I'm raising is I want to appeal your decision that it's in order.
Do you want to raise a point of order with regard to the decision of the chair that Senator Estes made a motion to table? Is that what you're saying?
No, let me be real clear about what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have ruled already that it's in order. And so what I want to do is to appeal your ruling that it was in order.
The ruling was I recognized Senator Watson, and there's no debate about that. I mean, Senator Estes, there's no debate about that.
What?
Is there?
Yes. I mean, if you read the record.
You made a motion to table. I heard it. That is the issue before the body at this point in time. If you want to call a point of order on it, then you're welcome to bring it down. But that is where we are at this point in time.
Okay, so regardless, I thought there was debate on whether or not the point raised by my colleague Craig Estes was in fact in order. There was debate. We can go back and read the record on that. We debated it probably about 15 minutes. And then you ruled finally that it was in order. And it's a ruling of the chair. And I thought all rulings of the chair, based on the rules, and if you need me, I'll get the rules, all rulings of the chair can be appealed.
Senator, you have raised parliamentary inquiries for which I have answered. Those are not rulings.
But the recognition of Senator Estes being in order is not a ruling?
It's up to the chair to determine what motion is before the body, and I have made that ruling that the motion before the body is the motion to table, which is not a debatable motion.
Parliamentary inquiry. Can a member appeal a ruling of the chair?
I have not made a ruling. That is who I have recognized. Senator Estes is recognized on a motion to table, and that's the issue before the body.
I may be using the wrong terminology. When you recognized Senator Estes over Senator Watson, what did you do? It wasn't a ruling, then what was it?
I recognized Senator Estes, and he made a motion.
So I can't appeal your recognition of Senator Estes if I disagree with it? I think the rules provide that I can.
Do you have a point of order?
Again, the point of order is
If you have a point of order, bring it down.